Hello guys, this is Virender Singh and welcome back at Mastercam Multiaxis tutorials and Toolpath. This is our another video on a Mastercam Multiaxis tutorial series, and in this video we will learn all about the linking parameter. What are the different kind of linking parameters available in the Mastercam Multiaxis tutorials and how we can use these linking parameters. Linking parameter is one of the most important parameter which we can controlling for the collision. Many times we create a very beautiful tool path, but when tool have to be going for the linking time, when it came for the cutting or after cutting, so that time many time it is happening that tool path have to be going to be collided with the workpiece with the fixture, so that can be happen. So how we can control that? What are the different methods for the linking parameter, and what is the best parameter that we have to defining at the linking? So we will learn each and every single parameter of the linking in this video, and as currently in a simulation, as you can see here, this is a gear component which we are created with the help of multi-axis morph tool path, or now morph is combination or combined in a unified. So this is basically we can say unified morph tool path where we are created a gear cutting, and in this tool path we will learn about each and every single parameter for the linking. So now we have to start to create each and every single parameter. So now it's going to be done. So now toolpath is going to be created in a proper way. As you can see here, this is the finishing and all the parameters are perfect as required. So now we have to again back to the toolpath portion. Now as you can see here, this is my component, and that is mounting on a proper rotary portion. So before we starting to create the tool path, now in this our main focus is we have to understand on the linking only. So if you don't have knowledge of the tool path, how we can create a morph tool path and something like that, so you can go and watch our morph tool path how we can create. And now we have to start each and every single. So right at here I did each and every single thing. As you can see here, this tool path we are going to be created with the help of tool axis control, with the help of chain and tool path on this one portion. So I have to go in a tool path, and this is Mastercam Multi 2023. So we have to came in a multi axis, and at here that tool path name is unified. When I just click on unified, I have to go and select a tool, and I just choose a 6 mm of ball nose. I have to came in a cut parameter, and we have to defining a curve. So this is my first curve. So I just click a solid model curve. So this is my first curve. So when I define this is, we are creating in the unified. When we are defining the first curve, so as we know that morph tool path require 2 curves at a time. So I just click on this, and this is my second curve, and click at here. So there are the multiple method we can create with the help of project, we can create with the help of guide, and we can create with the help of morph. So for now we are creating this tool path with the help of morph. Now where the machining geometry, I just click on this, and this is the entire area is machining geometry, and just say okay. If you want to make some stock, right at here we can defining right at here. For now tolerance, I just say 0.1 mm. In the next step we have to came in a tool axis control. In a tool axis control we are defining with the help of from the chain, and right click on this and just defining chain with the help of wireframe selection method, and just say okay. So as you can see, my tool path is created right at here, and now we have to understand about the linking. So basically first we have to understand what is linking. Linking means, for example, if we create a tool path, when tool path have to be closed, it have to be go for the next pass. So that time how it going to be retract, that is called basically linking. For example, my tool have to be came from the reference position, so it have to be came like that. So how it have to be came, once this pass is going to be completed right at here, so after completing of this pass, how it going to be connected for the next pass. So all these parameters we can control using the linking parameter. So now we have to understand each and every single parameter for the linking. So we have to came in a parameter. In a parameter, this we are choosing with the closest point, so that time toolpath can be created much smoother as compared to the previous. And now we have to give in a linking. In a linking, as you can see here, this toolpath is created like this. So that time whenever required to be linked for the next pass, so what we are defining right at here in a linking, that is defining blend. Small gap means blend spline. If we require a large gap, so that time here is retract to the clearance area. So what is in a linking? There are the multiple options are available. The first is entry and exit. So first entry means what the parameter we have to defining when tool have to be came for the first time. So at here it's showing approach from clearance area. It means tool have to be came from the clearance area. From the last exit, it means when the tool path have to be completed the entire portion. So what we have to do? So it will be retract to the clearance area. There are the multiple options are available right at here. So in step by step we will understand about what are the different options are available right at here and how we can use this. If you want to make some start from the home position, if you want to make some specific home position, we can click on this and we can define the home position and return to home position. That if we want to make some custom position, we can also define this, right on click on this. And after that, default links. In a default links there are two important parameters. One is small gap, it means what, and their second is large gap. What is small gap? Small gap will be considered as percentage of tool diameter. It means if my tool 100% from the 100% of tool diameter, the less distance for the linking that will be connected with the help of blend spline, and more than 100% of tool diameter it will be connected for the retract to clearance area. Till now this point, I hope you know very well, you get zero understanding from all these things. Now from the theory, let we have to came on a practical position. As you can see here, this is my tool path. I have to came in a parameter, and in cut parameter I just say my tool path have to be came from outside to the center. It means tool have to be starting to cut from the outside and slowly it will be came to the center. So now let we have to start this tool path. So tool have to be came from the clearance area, it's came, and again it going to be linked up, and after that it's going on a clearance position, and after that it's created a next pass. So why it is going to be created just like this? The reason behind that, the large gap right at in the linking parameter, that is we are defining retract to the clearance area. So each time if my tool path gap is more than the 100% of tool diameter, that time it is going to be retracting and it will going to be clearance area. For the small gap, for small gap means, as you can see here, from this pass to this pass, that gap is less in size. So that time it is going to be connected directly with the blend method. At right at here, if we define the in a small gap size percentage of tool diameter, if I define the 200% of tool diameter, so what is happening? If according to the tool diameter, the 200% till the distance till the 200%, it means my tool is in 6 mm. It means the gap between 12 mm it will be connected with the blend method. Right at here, if I just make this as 100% and in a large gap, I just say there is blend spline. What is the meaning of blend spline? It means it is going to be make a smoother tool path where tool have to is starting to cut from right at here. Once it going to be exit, it will be consistently with the same path. It is going to be going for the blend. It means tool path will not going to be make, or machine will not going to be jerk anymore, and it will be enter for the next pass. Again it will going to be outside in the blend portion. Again it have to become like this. So that is called blend type. So I hope now you get understand about that what is a small gap, what is a large gap, and what is the blend spline. Okay, now the next step, there are the multiple options available right at here. For example, the first option is we can define the direct. What is the meaning of the direct? When we are just saying that connecting directly, it means when my one pass is going to be completed, so what is happening? It is going to be connected this directly. If there is some material, something is right available this here, it is not considering this, it will going to be directly with the minimum distance between the both of these passes. So that is called direct. In the next step, there is one more option that is available, follow surface. It means there is any surface available right at here, so that time it will follow the surface. That surface is going to be completed right at here, so that is follow consistent this surface. So according to that, the next step is blend spline. That is, you already learned about this. Once my tool path have to be completed, so it take a smooth tool path from this and it will create a proper blend tool path. In the next option, that is, some more options are available. Retract to the feed plane, retract to the rapid distance, retract to the clearance area. So first we have to understand what is retract to the feed distance. Now right at here, I just say retract to the feed distance. What is the meaning of the retract to the feed distance? It means once tool path have to be going to be created like this. Once it have to be done. So what is happening? Tool have to be retract the 10 mm. After that it is going to be next and it is going to be enter. So it is going to be retract to the feed plane. So what is the total distance for the feed plane? That is we are defining right at here. This is the entry feed distance, that is the exit feed distance. For example, entry feed distance, I make its value is 25 mm. So what will happening that time? So as you can see here, this is my entry feed value. And this is my exit feed value. Each time, exit time, it is just lifting for the 10 mm. After that it is going to be going on like this. And after that from the 25 mm it is connecting like that. So for example, we always considering though both of these values same, so we are considering both of these 10. So I hope now you get understand about what is the retract to the feed distance. It means tool have to be considering both of these value, that is the feed distance at entry time, that is feed distance at the exit time. And after that the next value is retract to the clearance area. What is the meaning of retract to the clearance area? I just say okay, and now let me have okay. The clearance area is similar, that we already understand about that. Retract to the rapid distance. What is the rapid distance? As you can see here, rapid distance is 20 mm each time. As you can see here, this is my rapid distance. If I make this value 50 mm, so what is happening? Tool have to be lifting till the 50 mm. From this point to the 50 mm, again it will going to be retract like that. So that is each time it have to be lift like this. So generally we are considering this is 20 mm. So if sometime required to be lifting like in this format, so that time we are using retract to the feed rapid distance. And the clearance area, it means what is the clearance position or what. So according to that it is taking the clearance position. And after that there are some other options are available. Retract to the incremental clearance area and clearance blend spline. Both are the clearance blend spline means it is similar to the blend spline, and retract to the incremental clearance area, it is also similar to this. Both of these values are like as a clearance position. So most of the time the which parameter we have to use, the parameter is we are using sometime direct, sometime we are using blend spline, sometime we are using retract with the clearance area. For now example, we are using this right at here with the blend spline. So now as you can see here, this tool path is entering like this. Once it have to be completed, it will going to be like this. Now we have to understand about that what is the clearance area, because each time tool have to be came for the entry time, that is approach from the clearance area, and after completing the pass it is going to be also going to the retract area. And right at here, for example, I also make the retract to the clearance area. So each time tool is going to be retract position. So what is basically retract position? What is basically clearance area? So the clearance position we can considering right click on this. So now we are make this is as automatic. There are the multiple options are available. We can considering this with the help of a plane. We can consider this with the help of a cylinder. We can consider this with the help of a sphere. So now for example, the first option, the best option is automatically. According to that, it will take automatically everything. That is the best method. That software automatically have a mind, so that is calculating according to that. If sometimes in automatic mode there is some collision, so that time we have to change with the help of, for example, with the help of plane, and just say okay. So when I just define the plane, so what is happening when I define the plane? So each time it take the direction in Z, and the height, that is 150 mm. For example, I make it 500 mm. So as you can see here, from this to this is basically the value which we are defining right at here. These are some deep parameter. If you don't have the knowledge of basic in the multi-axis, first go and watch the multi-axis tutorials, and after that watch this video. For example, this value we are defining 100 mm. If we are defining this in x direction, so what is happening? So that time, each time tool have to be came and retracting from the x direction. So that is basically we are defining the value according to the what is the requirement. As per the requirement we are defining this. Most of the time that is automatically is the best way. And in incremental clearance area, if you want to defining this, we can also defining this value. What is the incremental clearance area? This is the incremental clearance area. So now in the next step is the cylinder. When we are defining the cylinder, so what is happening if we have a component like this kind of. So first is the what is the direction of cylinder. We can just say x, y or z, whatever you want, according to the part where it is established. And you can say radius. What is the radius? For example, right at here, the radius value is 200. So each time it is going to be retract till the 200 mm. For example, I change this with the 400. So what is happening? Each time tool have to be going to be lift till the 400 mm. And for example, if we make this is 100 mm. So what is happening? Each time retract is going to be in a negative side. So that can be happen according to the profile what we suggest. In the next step, there is one spare option. Spare means it is going to be properly cylindrical. You can have the same parameter. You can define the radius value according to that. It will be considering. So most of the time we have to using the automatic, and sometime required if we can use the plane or a cylinder. So that is each and every single thing about the retract value. The clearance, that how it's going to be work. What are the different kind of parameters are available right at here. And now we have to come to the some important parameter of the clearance. For example, this is one single portion where I created the tool path. I have the total number of 25 number of teeth. I have to create the tool path for the remaining also. So I have to came in a parameter, and I can change this with the help of utility. In a utility, I can define the number of steps. I just say total number of steps, for example 4. And what is the angle? What is the start angle and what is the rotating angle? Rotating angle, it means 360 divided by 25. So it automatically came, and I just say okay. So as you can see here, this is created something like in a different way. Now we have to say the axis directions would be in x, and again I have to just say okay. So as you can see here, my tool path is created, but when each time, as you can see here, when this tool path is going to be completed, so how it is going to be for the next pass? It is going to be from the in between the workpiece. So that time it is definitely sure that is going to be make an accident. So how we can control when we use the utility option? That is also we can control with the help of tool linking parameter. So now we have to understand about the linking parameter. In a sorting, we have to use a complete tool path, and now we have to considering this how we can control this. I have to came in a parameter. In a parameter, I have to came in a linking. I have to click on plus and just click on this gap size, and now right at here there is a available option that is linking between passes. I have to turn this off and make this value retract to the rapid distance, and just say okay. So now as you can see here, each time when is required to be going for the next pass, so each time that is going to be retracting to the rapid point, and after that it have to be kept. So that we can control with the help of linking between passes. If you want to make some the values like as retract to the feed plane, we can define it with the right hand click on this, and we can also consider, or we can control these parameters like this. So guys, I hope you guys understand about that, how we can define the parameter and how we can control each and every single parameter like it here. So till the time, I hope you guys understand about each and everything about the clearance, what are the different linking, what are the different kind of options are available in the linking, and how we can use this. So if you have any question or doubt, let us know. Till the time, explore the software. It's a very beautiful, most using software in the entire world. And if you need the model files, please go and join our YouTube channel. So see you in the next video. Happy New Year.